Hi, Zinnia here. In this video I'll be showing you how to complete step 2, adding artwork of the exhibit's 4-step exhibition setup process. In this video I'll be taking you through how to add artworks and their shipping information to an exhibition. Let's start by adding our first artwork. So to do this, click on the big button here, so add artwork. And then you can start describing and talking about your artwork. Now the first question is, are you the artist of this artwork? If you are, you can say yes here. However, if you're collaborating on an exhibition with other artists or curating the work of other artists in your exhibition, and so you're not the maker of this work, you can select no. When you select no, you have two options that appear. One is to search for an existing artist already on the exhibit, or you can invite a new artist. So if you want to invite a new artist, you simply need to enter their email address here, and then an email invitation will be sent to them to join your exhibition. So today we'll say, yes, I am the artist. So we'll proceed on to the next step, which is adding a title of the artwork. So I will add in my artwork title, and then I need to select the year in which it was produced. So I created this work last year, so 2019. I can then move on to adding a medium to describe my artwork. So for this artwork, we will select oil on canvas. So there's just two options that appear for those relevant mediums that have a medium and a material, so you can select and customize the one for you. So I've got some other options here if I wanted to have oil on any of those other materials as well. Now we can move on to adding the size for the artwork. So this is the size of the artwork itself without any stand, mount or frame. So just the pure image size. And we'll add in, so make this artwork 100 centimeters tall by 150 wide and a depth of 5 centimeters. Depth is optional, so if you've got to work on paper that's got a very negligible depth, you don't have to enter anything there. Moving on, the next question is about whether your artwork is framed or mounted in any way. Now, if you select yes to framed here, this is where you add the sizes of your overall framed work. So unlike just the size of the actual artwork you added here, this is the complete size including any frame. So this work is not framed that I'm adding at the moment, but if it was, I would add the overall size there, which would be bigger than these dimensions here. So today I'm going to say no and move on to the next one, which is artwork description. So this is the wall label or text panel which appears beside your artwork in an exhibition or on an exhibition brochure. So this describes how the artwork was made, what's it made out of, any themes or messages or important information that really is going to help the viewer interpret and get enjoyment out of looking at this work. So I've pre-prepared something here which I will just add in. And again with these you can add any paragraph spacing and formatting you like. The final optional step is to add a video link about your artwork. Your video will already need to be hosted on YouTube or Vimeo, and it's just a matter of pasting the URL in here. Now this video could be the artist talking about the work or the curator talking about the work. It could also show the artist at work making it. It could be a studio tour that's relevant to this particular work. It could be anything that is a specific video talking about this one work. So I'll add a link here that I already have, and there we go. So we'll proceed on to step 2 now that we've described our artwork. The next step is about adding images. Now you can add up to 5 images to your artwork to showcase it in your online exhibition. There's a primary image, which is the main image that shows in your exhibition. And then there's supplementary images. So you can have 4 supplementary images, and they are about giving the viewer more information. So this might be a side view, a really up close view showing texture or technique. It might be the back, an unframed or unmounted view, or something that's going to assist with their viewing experience but also provide them more information before they make a purchase. Now for the primary image, we recommend a minimum height of 570 pixels and for a minimum width of 1095 pixels. And images can be up to 2 megabytes and JPEG or PNG files. Now also again, there's a little bit of information here about how best to format your image. We recommend not having any background so that the image is cropped as close to the edges of the actual artwork as possible. This will make it look much better in your exhibition and create a better exhibition experience for your visitors. However, if your artwork is irregular in shape and obviously not square or rectangular, that's a bit tricky, so you can choose to have background included then. But we do try and encourage you to keep a limited amount or a balanced amount depending on the shape of your artwork. We also have links here to a best practice guide of how best to format your images for your exhibition. So we'll add one that we have got here. So I'll add my artwork image. There's my primary image. Now I have two supplementary images for this artwork which I'll add. One is off the back and the other is a detail, so I'll add those in there as well. Now you can reorder these, so if I want this one showing before that one on my supplementary images, I could do that. I can also delete and add any further ones if I wanted to make edits as I go here. But I think for today that looks good, so we'll proceed on to the final step. The final step is about adding pricing and shipping. Now the initial question here is this artwork for sale? And there's two options, yes and no. So on the exhibit, up to 50% of your exhibition on the free plan needs to be for sale on the exhibit platform. That means that you can have 50% not for sale if you wish. So not for sale works could be ones that are either someone has purchased previously, they're ones you want to keep for yourself or keep aside for whatever purpose. So we do have the flexibility of enabling you to do that. On our Exhibitor Pro plan, you'll also have the option of on inquiry here. So these are works that are not available for instant transaction on the exhibit, but people can inquire about purchasing. So today I'm going to say yes, this work is for sale, and I will add a price. So the price here will show in a currency relevant to your location. I'm in New Zealand, so I'm seeing New Zealand dollars here. So I add my price, and the next thing is to move on to the shipping for this work. So if you do say your work is for sale, then you'll need to add at least one shipping option. The first step is to fill in the delivery and return conditions for this artwork. Now I'm going to say this artwork will be shipped within 2 days from purchase. This is all just about providing information to the buyer so they feel really confident about making a purchase from you. I'm going to say yes, this artwork can be picked up, and then I'm going to have a look at my terms of shipping here. Now the exhibit has provided some standard terms here, and you can either choose to leave these or you can customize them by adding your own terms. Again with the returns, a standard returns policy has been added here. You can either choose to change this completely or make small edits, completely up to you. The last step here you may wish to add is additional details. Now this is any other details you may wish to add about packaging, shipping providers, insurance cover, anything that you think might help the buyer about really knowing how this work will be delivered and packed for them. So then you get on to specifying the shipping itself. Now I'm going to have one domestic option. I'm going to keep it really simple and have a whole New Zealand wide price. I also have some other specific locations that I could there as well if I want to divide up, for example, for New Zealand, North Island and South Island shipping separately. But we just go with one option today. Now this changes based on your location, so if you're in Australia you'll see Australian options there, and same with elsewhere. So we'll go with New Zealand wide. I'm going to make this a $200 shipping cost. Now the next one is an optional field. Now this is if two works from the same artist were purchased together from this exhibition and shipped together to the same buyer. You can then do a combined price here. So I'd say if this is bundled with another work, it's $180, so slightly cheaper than this one. Next is to select your type of shipping. For this one, I'm going to say express courier, but you can see there's a whole lot of options here to define the type of shipping that you're using. So express courier. The final one here is to select the insurance cover. Now this is the insurance offered by your shipping provider. Not all shipping providers have full insurance, some only insure up to a certain value. So you can provide a little bit more information to your buyers here by selecting the one that best matches your type of shipping. So I'm going to say that my express courier offers 100% cover if something was to happen to this work in the post. Now I could add another locational option here for domestic shipping, or I could just proceed now that I've added my one option. However, I'm also going to add an international option for this particular artwork. So I'm going to say that everywhere else I'll have a price so that anywhere else in the world outside New Zealand, someone can also buy this work and have it delivered to them. Now I'm going to make this a bit more expensive. It's going a bit further. I won't add a combined cost with this one, but I will going to choose Specialist Art Courier, so a different option for sending this one internationally, and I'm going to say again full insurance cover for this particular one. Now there are some little information tooltips here which you can also help to inform you about how to go about completing this part of the form. Now because this is the first artwork in my exhibition, all this was blank and I had to start defining my shipping from the beginning. For each subsequent work in this exhibition that I add and get to the step off, it'll be pre-filled based on what I've selected here. And then you can either choose to keep it pre-filled or you can make relevant edits. So if it's a much bigger work, it might be more expensive to ship, or if it's much smaller and lighter and less fragile, it might be a different price again. So now that we've completed all those options, I can then proceed and say done. So there we go, I've added my first artwork to my exhibition. Now I'm going to go away and add the artworks to my rest of my exhibition, and then we'll come back and I'll show you a few other things you can do on this page before you publish your exhibition. Okay, we're back. I have added all the rest of the artwork to my exhibition, so I'll show you what we have. So here's the first one we added just previously at the top here. Now you can see I've now added all the other ones underneath, so I've got my whole exhibition ready to go now. Now, while we're on this page and before we proceed to the next step, there's a few things you can do here. You can jump back in and edit any of the artwork that you've added if you want to make subsequent changes. You can delete any of them here using the rubbish can icon if you want to remove any at this stage, and you can also use the arrow icon here to reorder them. Now this will allow you to customize the order in which they show, as the order you add them here is how they will display in your exhibition. So if you want to hang them in a certain way, this is where you can do that. So I'll move this one down a bit further in the exhibition. You can do this all in one go. Here we go. I'll position this down to the bottom. So now we have that one reordered there. And the next thing to do is hit save and next. Just a tip to add here, on the free plan, 50% of the artworks in your exhibition need to be available for sale on the exhibit. So now is a good time to check your exhibition does have this. If you're using the Exhibitor Pro plan, you don't have to worry about this, as you can have up to 100% of your exhibition not for sale or on inquiry. So there you go, we have all the artworks added and arranged in our exhibition. The next step is to review your whole exhibition setup and hit publish and then start promoting. So watch our next video in this series to find out how to do this, and thanks for watching.